Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm super excited, back with another pregnancy related video. Better late than never. Today I'm going to be doing my second and third trimester recap. I'm super excited. I had initially wanted to do these two separate, but I'm so far into my third trimester. I'm almost over. I'm gonna be giving birth soon. I'm 37 weeks and 4 days. So I was like, I feel like it doesn't make sense to do like a second trimester video and then come out with a third trimester, so I might as well just put them together, and that's what we're gonna do for today. So when I did my first trimester recap, I talked about how I was feeling, symptoms I had, cravings, aversions, and all that stuff. It was fun to film. It's fun to watch those kind of videos. So we're gonna talk about my second trimester, and I have my notes. I wrote it as I was going along. It feels like it was so long ago. But my second trimester was pretty good. I was definitely feeling a lot better, had my energy back, and then midway, it could have been stress just because the virus was happening, everything was shutting down. I could no longer bring my boyfriend to my prenatal appointments. It was just like a lot going on. So it was a little stressed. I did have like the nausea and like crappy feeling, but other than that, I did feel fine. I just didn't really feel pregnant. Like I felt normal and felt good. I just missed being able to sleep on my stomach. I did have a little bump growing, and that was the only thing I missed, was being able to sleep flat on my stomach. But other than that, I was feeling pretty good. I still did have a little bit of dizziness and nausea, which was normal. On my OBGYN just said I wasn't drinking enough water, so that was a problem. Water just wasn't really that good. But the dizziness was because of the water, and once I was staying hydrated and I was drinking Pedialyte or drinking Gatorade, I did feel a lot better, and I wasn't super lightheaded. I was scared because there were so many times I thought I was going to pass out, but I just wasn't hydrated enough. So the beginning of my second trimester, between like 13 and 16 weeks, my pregnancy dreams were so intense. I would wake up soaking wet. I was sweating. I was wet everywhere. Like, I was just disgusting that I would wake up and take a shower. I would wake up at like 6 in the morning and get in the shower because I felt so gross, and then, you know, go back to sleep after because I was so tired. But it was so crazy. They were very intense. Felt too realistic. I was like, oh my god. So those pregnancy dreams, it only lasted 3 weeks, but it felt like it lasted forever. They're no joke. Very intense. She's moving now. I don't know if you can see her, but I first felt her move at 17 and a half weeks. I was like, oh my gosh. I remember I was standing at my mom's doorway, and I was talking to her, and I was like, I stopped talking. She's like, you okay? I was like, yeah. I was like, what was that? I was like, huh, okay, maybe it was a burp or something. I was like, oh, it was just me breathing. I felt weird. It was 2 quick kicks, but I wasn't sure. And then the next day, I went to the library to print something out, and I was sitting up, and this one was going crazy. She was kicking and punching, and I was like, are these kicks? I was like, not this early, no way. Because I was reading first time moms usually don't feel their baby kick until they're a little further along, or they don't realize that it's a kick. So I had my sister feel my stomach, and she was like, yeah, those are kicks. I was like, oh my gosh. And then as she grew bigger, I could tell the difference between her kicks and punches, and then her turns. Her kicks and punches felt the same for like the first few weeks, but then I could definitely tell a punch and a kick, because I was like, woo, these kicks are taking me out. And now she's head down, so I know she's kicking in my ribs. She's always there. And the punches I feel, but I definitely feel a lot more kicks in my ribs, and her turning now, but we're going to get into the third trimester in a minute. And then when I was 22 weeks, I recognized her flipping over. I was like, oh, that's a flip. And I saw my stomach. It was like a cool wave. And I have so many videos. I put them on Instagram. I put them in my highlights, and I love watching them, going back and watching them. They just make me so happy, and it's such a nice memory to have. I will miss her in my tummy, but I cannot wait to get her out. So my cravings in the second trimester was bread and bagels, especially Panera's Cinnamon Crunch Bagel. So good. That with some cream cheese. Oh, I had way more than I should have. Scrambled eggs and ramen noodles. Like, I just wanted ramen all the time. Scrambled eggs for breakfast, ramen for lunch, and so good. But I had to like be careful with the sodium. I was like, gotta take it easy. I didn't have a lot of swelling. I didn't have any swelling at all in the second trimester, actually, luckily. But I was like, I want to avoid a lot of swelling, so gotta take it easy with the salt. There's a lot of sodium in the ramen, but it was just so good. And then I only had one aversion, and that was actually tomatoes. It was so weird. I go through this thing anyway, this cycle where I love tomatoes, and I don't, and I want them, and I don't. I only want them in salad, I only want them on a sandwich, but I did not want tomatoes, like, at all. The thought of it made me sick. So yeah, that was my second trimester recap. Pretty easy, pretty quick. Felt good. I was on lockdown for most of it, so there was nothing exciting going on, just a lot of rest, being in the house. I didn't go to the store for months. My mom went for me. So that's it. So now we can talk about the third trimester. Third trimester is the home stretch. It was great getting back into it, but it felt a lot like my first trimester. I was achy. I'm still achy and sore and nauseous, and it's just like, what's going on? And that's normal. It can feel like the first trimester. Tired, ready to get her out. My back pain was intensified. I had the leg cramps, sleeping. I do walk, but it's hard. I waddle, and it's just a lot. I have leg cramps at night. They haven't been too bad lately, but definitely at the beginning of my third trimester, leg cramps were a lot. My back hurts just all the time. I can't crack it. I can't even turn good to crack it, so I do a lot of stretches on my prenatal ball. If you guys watch my video on how I'm preparing for labor, getting my body ready, you guys saw me bouncing on the ball, so that relieves a lot of lower back tension for me. That feels good. And then the beginning of the third trimester, it was so hard to breathe because she's literally right on my diaphragm. Well, she was. Now she's head down, so I can breathe a lot better. But it was so hard to breathe, it felt like, and just tossing and turning in bed would take me out because she's right there. But now she's been head down since about, I found out she was head down at like 35 and a half weeks, and I was like, oh my gosh, thank goodness. So let's go, let's get the show on the road. But she'll come when she's ready. I know. So now she's head down, and it feels a lot better to breathe. I can sit up a lot better and just film and not be out of breath so quick. The kicks and punches are just so much sharper. I was definitely able to tell the difference towards the end of my second trimester, early third trimester. Like, oh, that was a kick, that was a punch. The punches aren't as bad, but the kicks just really knocked me out. It felt like. And because she's getting bigger, and when she turns, I could feel my belly button being pushed out. When I was taking my maternity pictures, she was actually pushing on my belly button. She was pushing my belly button out because she was turning, and she was so active. So that is my favorite picture. I love it. It's so cute. And then my belly was so itchy. I only had it occasionally in the second trimester, but after once I hit 34 weeks, it has been nonstop itchiness. So I was oiling my belly almost every night when I was in my second trimester, but then I stopped, and I was like, I'll only do it when I'm itchy. But I've been having to do it literally every night. I was using avocado at the beginning, and then I came across the Burt's Bee Mama oil, so I'll mix that together and put that on, or I'll just use the Burt's Bee Mama's oil, and it just feels so good on my stomach because the stretching, it really itches. So I definitely recommend that oil. And then at 36 weeks, my whole body was itchy. And I know it's just hormones. And now it's just like my whole body is itchy most nights. Some days I'm okay. But like my arms, my back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm moisturizing. Or if I'm too lazy to moisturize, I'll use the end shower lotion and then like the body oil when I get out. But sometimes I just want to sleep. But then I really regret it in the middle of the night when I'm so itchy. So it's just so crazy how your body changes during pregnancy, and hormones that are going off the walls, and just all the stuff that happens. Worth it, but just blows my mind. And then also around 34 weeks, I started having crazy swelling. Nothing too crazy. I thought I had preeclampsia. I think I have everything. I had to stay off Google. My doctor told me to knock it off. I thought I had preeclampsia because I woke up and my hands were swollen, my feet were swollen, and they weren't swollen until like the 34 weeks, and my face was. So they're like, no, it's normal. It's a normal part of pregnancy. It's nothing to be alarmed of. And when I went to the doctors, they're like, your feet's fine, you don't have preeclampsia. But yeah, I've been keeping them elevated, relaxing. I'm on maternity leave, so that's why I'm busting these videos out. So I do keep my feet up. I kept them up all day yesterday, so when I went to my prenatal appointment today, they were like, wow, your ankles are so much better. And staying hydrated, and also just being pregnant, summer heat doesn't help. It makes me even more swollen. My hands are so bad in the morning, it hurts to move them. But I wasn't used to seeing my feet so big, looking like sausage legs. But definitely keeping them elevated and drinking water has helped a lot. So that's pretty much the rundown for my body and changes like that. Sorry, I need some water. As far as cravings, burgers. I'm really craving that. And if you guys saw my first trimester recap, I was craving beef so much. It was like, I just want cheesesteak. Now I just want burger. And just, they've been hitting the spot and so good after going so long without meat. And I do want to go meatless again after I give birth. But I was like, I'm not going to deny myself of these cravings while I'm pregnant. My body is going through a lot. I'm being pushed to limits. My belly is being pushed to limits. I deserve it. So burgers are definitely my friend. They just taste so good and have been hitting the spot. I was craving chocolate. I'm not a huge chocolate person. Like, if I'm gonna have cake or something, I want chocolate cake. But other than that, I'm not getting a chocolate candy bar unless I have a taste for it. I mainly just like mint ice cream and vanilla custard. I'm not a huge chocolate person, but I was craving chocolate quite a bit this trimester. The white chocolate pretzels, milk chocolate pretzels, and Twix. Oh, Twix were so good. Oh, my boyfriend and I were like fighting over them in the house because I was like, these are my Twix, you can't have any, not to share. They were just so good, like 2 a day, and I'd be so satisfied. And then custard, I love ice cream, and I went through like first and second trimester of not wanting chocolate chip mint ice cream, which is my favorite, and now I want it again. I had it last night. It was so good. And custard, I was craving custard for so long, but everything was closed. I did get it one time before we were on lockdown, and when after work I made it to the Rita's in my local mall, which is open all year round. And then everything was closed, and I was like, this is horrible. All I want is custard. I'm pregnant and I can't have it because everything is closed. So everything started opening a few months ago, and my boyfriend took me, and it was so good. The custard like hit the spot. Oh, so good. So I love custard. That is one thing I was craving a lot, especially because I couldn't have it for months. And I just had that taste and nothing would satisfy it. So I was so happy when I finally got it. Alright guys, so that is going to wrap up this video of my second and third trimester recap. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Not that long of a video. Second trimester, smooth sailing pretty much. Third trimester, almost done. Have about, 3 weeks left. So I thought I would film it, get it up. I don't foresee symptoms changing that much anymore besides just me getting more swollen and bigger. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye!